Right now, millions of people are living with a severe, progressing disease that remains entirely invisible to them. It is a dangerous biological paradox. Internal systems can begin to fail while the person feels completely healthy, creating a false sense of security. When the first physical markers do eventually surface, they rarely resemble the symptoms people typically associate with blood sugar. To identify the risk early, we have to understand the specific ways the body attempts to signal a breakdown before the damage becomes irreversible. In men, the timeline often begins with erectile dysfunction. Because diabetes can damage the vascular system long before other issues arise, men with the condition are 3 times more likely to experience this as a primary warning sign. For women, the body manifests the crisis differently. It might appear as recurring infections, sudden changes in the menstrual cycle, or the development of skin patches around the neck or armpits. These symptoms are frequently dismissed. They are often treated as isolated skin conditions or localized urological issues, rather than symptoms of a larger metabolic problem. These seemingly unrelated physical changes point to a single, unified systemic crisis. Understanding the male-specific response requires looking at how the body handles a total energy failure. When the body cannot process glucose correctly, it enters a starvation state. It begins to cannibalize its own muscle mass for fuel, leading to rapid, unexplained weight loss. The kidneys go into overdrive to filter excess sugar, forcing frequent bathroom trips. Over time, this sugar concentration causes microvascular damage. Vessel walls stiffen, restricting blood flow, causing early-onset erectile dysfunction. Unexplained weight loss, severe muscle breakdown, and vascular issues are the direct results of a human body struggling to survive on energy it can no longer access. The exact same internal crisis manifests differently within female physiology. High glucose levels saturate the bloodstream and tissues, providing a steady supply of fuel for pathogens. This often leads to persistent UTIs and yeast infections that are difficult to clear. Another indicator is Acanthosis Nigricans, a distinct dermatological condition. When the body develops high levels of insulin resistance, it can trigger the rapid reproduction of skin cells. This overgrowth creates the dark, velvety patches often found on the neck and in the armpits. While these infections or skin changes are what people notice, they are outward symptoms of an underlying chronic overload of glucose. Eventually, the disease progresses to a point where the symptoms become universal, affecting everyone regardless of gender. When blood sugar remains high, it physically swells the lenses of the eyes by pulling fluid from the surrounding tissue. This distortion causes blurred vision and makes it difficult to focus. This diagram illustrates the neurological toll. Sugar toxicity slowly erodes the protective coating of delicate nerve endings throughout the body. This progressive nerve damage leads to neuropathy, that distinct sensation of pins and needles or a complete loss of feeling in the hands and feet. By the time these sensations appear, the high glucose levels have already begun to compromise the body's entire nervous and vascular infrastructure. Beyond the gradual symptoms, there is a final, urgent warning phase. If you experience unquenchable thirst, frequent urination, and unexplained weight loss simultaneously, you are in a state of medical emergency. At this stage, your cells are starving. The body is attempting to flush out the sugar it cannot use, while failing to find an alternative energy source. These markers reveal a critical metabolic failure. Leaving this triad unaddressed risks permanent damage to your vital organs. Despite the severity of these symptoms, this biological progression can be stopped. Identifying these issues during the early warning phase, prediabetes or early type 2, means the condition is often manageable or reversible. Targeted changes to diet and physical activity can lower blood sugar levels and return the body to a state of metabolic health. Evaluate your own risk factors today. If you are over 45, have a family history of diabetes, or live a sedentary lifestyle, your risk is significantly higher. Pay attention to the physical signals your body is sending. Proactive screening is the most effective way to prevent long-term complications. For those in Bangalore, Arka Anugraha Hospital in JP Nagar provides specialized 24/7 care. Their team is ready to help you take control of your health and reverse the progression of the disease.